I love you. You are enough. And don't ever forget you a bad motherfucker. And whatever you want, you can go get it. Put that work in. Challenge yourself. Believe in yourself. And it'll fall in your lap. But don't forget, you a bad motherfucker, boy.
Alongside me today, my man, Jonathan Rumph. What's up, boy?
What's up, my brother?
How you feeling?
Great, man. Blessed. Blessed.
You look good, dog.
Appreciate it, man.
Man, it's been a long time coming before you got an opportunity just to sit in the seat.
I know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You got it done, though.
You got it done.
Got it done.
Man, you know, back in the day, probably around 2020, I think that's where we first met.
Mm-hmm.
We met around that time, and you know, that was a real low place in my life because I was trying to position myself to believe in a dream and believe in a journey. And there were so many things during the workout when we used to be together, and used to give me so much wisdom. Before we even really just get into your journey of how everything started, I want to know, like, where does that wisdom come from, and how do you articulate that wisdom to the athletes you teach while training people?
Man, that wisdom come from just humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Understanding that things are not gonna happen overnight. It is a process with anything that you want to be great at or a dream, man. It's a journey, and you just gotta appreciate it. So I just take everything how it comes. So it just comes with growing up, growing up around older people and just humble people around us, hardworking, blue collar people.
Yeah.
And that's where the wisdom come from, man.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
I want to get into your journey. So you all know, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
6'5".
Yes, correct.
And this is a big dude now. All right, as you can see, look at me in my chair, look at my dog in his chair.
Yeah.
But you're 6'5", but the beginning didn't start off at 6'5". You wasn't a kid that came out the womb super big.
Yeah.
I want you to tell the people, how did you start your journey out to either growing to become 6'5" when you was young?
Okay, so from the beginning, man, I was a premature baby. I was 2 pounds. So that let alone I was a miracle baby. So it started from there, and I got my grandfather. He was pretty tall. He was about 6'1", 6'2". My brother is probably about 6'1", and I had a few uncles that I haven't met before, about 6'3", 6'4". But for me, premature, started off with 2 pounds, and God blessed me with a healthy body and a healthy process. So that's where it came from.
So even with you being a premature baby, what was the community like that you grew up in while becoming a premature baby?
I come from a very loving in a village. I say I come from a village type community. Everybody knows each other. My great grandmother, she was adopted at birth, and she was a single kid. That was the only parent. The only kid that my great grandmother's parents had. So she was adopted. She raised 13 kids in the neighborhood. So at that time, man, that was big, and my whole community knows my family, knows me. So they was all hands in on me, man. A lot of love, a lot of attention, a lot of care. So growing up, man, that was what it was. We just had a lot of attention, a lot of kids to play with. So
That's what's up. Even going into, like you play football, went on to play other sports, well, playing other sports while growing up.
Yep.
What was some of them sports that you even get into before you even push yourself to go into like JUCO and go into like Georgia? Yeah.
Starting off in our neighborhood, baseball is big. So growing up, we always played baseball, naturally at baseball. Basketball community, very high in that. We pretty good at football, but football is something, we got good athletes, but mainly just baseball, basketball, and soccer. Them were the main three before I really got heavy into football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how did you just go about just like becoming that star? Was you a star when you was younger, or like when did that star inside of you just come on out?
I always been a star, but I didn't realize it till I came of age about 10 or 11. But I always been one of the biggest, fastest,
Yeah.
more aggressive, more knowledgeable of what I was doing out there. If I could see it, I was a kid that watched. So when I was younger, if I could see somebody do something, I can imitate it. And like I said, I was big and fascinated everybody. So yeah, around about not 10 or 11 when I realized it, but my family always knew I had a lot of potential in whatever it was.
So did they invest in you when that was that time, when they seen it? Like, did the community invest in you? Like, how did that go? Just in your journey.
As far as in our community, how they invested in us is, reminding us of our talents. Don't just be out here being a menace to society. Understand that God blessed you with natural gifts, and you should take advantage of that to put yourself in better situations. And that's kind of how our community invested in us, just giving us a lot of love, giving us a lot of encouragement that we can do these things outside of what our community is showing us. And the sky's the limit. You don't have to live in this box that we call a community. So that's how our community invested in us, just speaking life into us.
Yeah. So even just going into just high school, like you play basketball, and you play football, but I want to just start off in basketball because from our pre-talk, if I'm not mistaken, it was like your basketball was your first love. Like, you supposed to be that dude. Like, how did that start off in your journey?
See, basketball, I grew up in Casey, West Columbia, and it's a gym right across the street from my grandmother's house called Spires Recreational Center. It's a well-known gym. And there was a man named Chico Davis, and he was like a father figure to me, man. And I grew up in a single parent household, so he started training my brother first, and we all grew up in that gym through summer camps and that nature. But Chico had a lot of hands in on a lot of kids in the community, just bringing them in the gym, teaching them how to get better at the game, teaching us drills, telling us about getting up 100 shots a day. Don't just come in the gym and just shoot from half court. Work on the things you go work on in the game. So that was my first introduction to organized sports and to prepare for any sport. I never prepared for anything to be good at it. So he was the first one to give us the drill work. And that's how I fell in love with it, just watching my brother get up at 6 in the morning when he come open the gym up, and just watching my brother get in a workout. So that's where it started. And then my tangibles and everything grew into it. But basketball was fun. It was very easy to me. And like I said, thanks to Chico, man, we knew the game at a young age. So that's why basketball was so big for me growing up. And I was big, so I'm a guard. You know what I'm saying? I always played the guard, and I just knew how I could impact the game with the ball and without the ball.
That's real.
At a young age. So basketball was a thing in our area, man.
Wow. And how does your basketball skills and you finally starting to work out and you starting to understand the game, like translate into you going into play football? Because you didn't play football until later on during high school, right?
Yeah. Basketball helped me out so much with football because both of them are team sports. And when I'm on offense, it was easy to get open because, like I said, I played the guard. So to get around guys to get to the cup was the same way to get around this guy to get into my route. So that transition was natural for me, getting open as a big receiver. And breaking defenses, knowing what areas the safeties have to cover, the corners, the linebackers. It's just like breaking a full court press. In basketball, everybody, if I'm a guard and I look at the court and I see if they run a 1-3-1 press, I know how to shift the defense by manipulating because I know what he has to protect. So it correlates to beating defenses. I know what this safety has to protect. So I know where he can't go, where he want to go. I know where to help at, where to blind. So it just came naturally on one side. Made the two coexist together. Football became easy.
Wow. So you learned, with you doing all of this, you learned all this at a young age to the point where like you seen the game easily in high school before you even got to college.
I naturally, without even knowing what a cover 2 was, without even knowing what a cover 3, cover 0, I could identify it by basketball.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody got an area to guard. And but yeah, I was naturally good at having field awareness, you know, good body control in the air, catching jump balls like catching alley hoops. So it's like tracking the ball,
Yeah.
stuff like that all came from basketball.
And you know that's freaking big because there's a lot of times where, you know, whenever we're training or like as we get older, like as you proceeded to go to college and the NFL, you know, some of the conversations that we have now is if I knew what I would have knew back then, I would never, I think I would have made it, you know what I mean? But because you knew what you knew back then, you was a big time recruit coming out of high school, but you did face some of those difficulty just being in high school. What were some of those things that you had to face that, you know, kind of made you who you are today?
School difficulties for me were understanding the importance of being a student athlete. It's student first, student then athlete. A lot of kids don't understand the preparation of your GPA and everything. So from 9th grade to senior year, I didn't understand I had to acquire so many credits and electives and this and that to be eligible to go to a Power 5 straight out of high school. So my difficulties was understanding the preparation and the process to take advantage of the momentum that you're doing on the field to set yourself up to get these big time offers. So school curriculum, that's probably was the biggest challenge, at not doing the work, but actually making sure I'm in the right classes. And just knowing how to operate inside of school ruling and school authorities and lines. I had a big problem with rules at first, but then I kind of got better with it once I understood the caliber athlete I was and what came with being that caliber athlete. And then I knew that being that caliber athlete, I have to get these things done to be able to go Power 5 and play on TV and do all those things. So once I knew that came with it, I made the adjustments. So
if you want to go into it, right? My platform is all about protecting this, keeping the faith. But you know, why do you feel like you struggle with rules at age? Because I feel like you're not the only one that because I feel like at high school, like, you know, I struggle with some too. Why do you feel like during that time you struggle?
The lack of not knowing. Like I said, I grew up in a single parent household, so knowing how to conduct myself professionally as a young man at that age, I wasn't fully aware of what I really had control of and how to really navigate that. Cause if I understood the level I was at and understood how I should conduct myself and how to get things in order to get to the next step, college, I think I would have known. So it's just a lack of knowing how to wear those shoes of being a big time athlete and how to conduct yourself. So that's why mentoring is important. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I say that there's just a lack of.
So even going into like you lacking this, well, you lacking not know how to follow the rules. You trying to, you know, figure yourself out. Because in high school, I'm pretty sure at this age, you still didn't know your identity of who you are. You know what I mean? But like, when did you notice with you being a big time football player that you were like offers rolling in and you had to be able to turn this switch so you can become a Power 5 athlete and go off to do big things?
Far as hitting that switch behavior, far as like the strike system with the D notes and all that stuff, I been made that switch. I don't need to be doing all that. But far as the switch of the curriculum, knowing your work, electives, English, math, that hit probably when I got to junior college. By the time it hit for me, it was like, okay, I went through this phase, so now I have my second opportunity. Now that I know what it's gonna take, now that I know the steps I can't skip over. So it started for me JUCO. As soon as I got to JUCO, I already knew because I knew why I was in JUCO, my grades.
So Holmes Community College was the school that decided to grab you out of. What other school did you get offered by during that time?
Going into my sophomore year, I had some looks from Florida. I had a couple Chris Rumph when he was at Clemson. cause we got the same last name. I was on I struck a nerve and hit their recruitment board.
Wow.
And he hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, I think we cousins. I'm from South Carolina too. You got the same last name, but we see what you're doing down there. So first, I just want to call and see if we family, and secondly, let you know, hey man, you keep that work up down there. Clemson got an eye on you. So Clemson, Florida, Kentucky, Georgia Southern, teams like that. Yeah, teams like that. And then once it got closer to like signing days, then it kind of, that's when the JUCOs started reaching out, because then that's when they started noticing my grades and stuff wasn't in order.
So, around this time, you said sophomore year, but pushing up to almost signing day, you're like, what, 17, 18?
Yeah, 18.
And there's a time frame in an 18-year-old mind where every kid that plays football, sports in general, wants to do something big and go Power 5.
Yeah.
But because of your grades, you couldn't go Power 5.
No.
Did that almost destruct your mind for a second, and you had to go JUCO, and everybody like, dang, I gotta go this process. If only I would have just did my grades, I would have been Power 5. Like, did that almost destruct your mind?
Nah, man, because like I said, I come from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And at that time of my life, I was already determined that I was going to get what I wanted. So by me understanding that my grades was an issue and that was the reason I couldn't go straight through the front door. But it was just like, okay, well, what do I need to do? What do I do here? It never was like, nah, because I've been through so many trials and tribulations to this point. This is just another test for me to ace.
Yeah.
So what do I got to go through the side door, the back door?
Yeah.
JUCO hit me, and JUCO, once they broke down what the process of JUCO and what could come from it, I was straight. Okay, this is all I got to do? Cool, let's get to work.
So your transition going to JUCO immediately, because I hear JUCO stories all the time. Like I went down to do a couple of shoots down at East Mississippi. And, down there is a little different. You know what I'm saying? But like, so your transition going to JUCO, when you understood the JUCO life, you just adjusted to it. Like it was nothing that was different for you.
It wasn't that it was different. It's just the fact of, it is what it is. This is what I got to do to get to where I'm trying to go, so let's get to it. Wow. Ain't nothing to really question at this point because I'm all in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
When I was full circle think about it, my mentality. My mentality was my anchor. My mother was my anchor because she taught me how to pray, having faith. So that was big. So my mentality was the reason. But JUCO, man, it definitely will wake some of these kids up and be a big eye opener for them, because like I said, I come from humble beginnings. So standing in these conditions, performing under these conditions, that's what's gonna separate you. And that's what I wanted, because I know your will is gonna determine if you can get to that next step. So I just knew I could outwork. I just knew I'm willing to outwork everybody. I'm willing to go through difficult times for this time of period to get where I'm trying to go. So it's definitely rough, man. The living circumstances totally different. It's an eye opener for people who never had to like prevail through things. So that's what JUCO life was. A whole lot of brutal obstacles in front of you that you got to filter to get where you're trying to go. And I watched a lot of great players cut themselves short because they didn't have a strong enough mind.
Do you think that gave you sometimes the will just to like, oh, I can't be like that. Like I gotta go this
For
way.
sure.
I got no choice but to go this way.
For sure. That's a part of learning from. I learned a lot from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from a lot of people's mistakes. If a kid touched the stove and it's hot, I know that it could burn me too. So I'm not finna do that.
Not finna do that.
So it didn't take me 20, 30 times, 30 lashes to get it. Nah, if it happened to him, it could happen to me. So I'm gonna check that off. I'm not gonna do that.
Do it. All right. So I got this moment in my podcast where I love to walk people back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So just hang with me.
Yeah.
Right? You was a kid. that was premature. I said that correctly. Oh, you was a kid that was premature. You once told me that, you know, you was a kid that was premature that you can almost fit in the palm of your mom's hand.
Yes.
Right? Or the people's hands around you.
Yep.
And you came from a community that some people would call the hood, but you label it as a community of just people, right?
Yep.
In reality, it is a community.
Yep.
And you're a kid that then goes on to play different sports, you meet different people, you finally understand the game, you play football, you play basketball, baseball, and your grades is not that well, so you had to go to community college. Now, in your life, from what I know is that you've had struggles up and down, right? But this struggle that you getting ready to embark upon, going to the University of Georgia, it was it was I don't even know how to put it into words, but it was kind of, you know, why me almost? You know what I mean? I don't know if you kind of labeled that, but you know, I want to just push the JUCO before I really get to the University of Georgia. But I also want the people to know that when you hit JUCO, like you hit top notch.
Yeah.
Like you went up. And you coming out hot and you decided to commit to Georgia, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you got to Georgia, what was that journey like?
So in that phase, from that junior college through recruiting to committing to actually getting my feet planted in Georgia, it was fast. It was a real blur because I took all 6 of my official visits.
Yeah. To where though? To where?
I went to Texas Tech with Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on, Patrick Mahomes there at Texas Tech?
Yes. I'm gonna give y'all because like I say, I'm number 7. I'm number 7 overall. I'm number 2 receiver in the country in Mississippi. And so I'm going to get the best of the best treatment. You know what I'm saying? So Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes is there. My host was Chris Washington. I think he was a running back. He got hurt. He ended up playing with the Raiders. Then I went to Tennessee. That's when Cordell Patterson was my host. You know, from
Some heavy hitters up.
another number 1 overall JUCO prospect. He went to Hutchinson, so they put me with him. University of Georgia, my boy Chris Conley, he was my host. Ole Miss. Ole Miss was there. I was there. Me and Latrell, dang, what my boy name? He had went to Ole Miss. He got drafted first round. He went to the Vikings. That's Ole Miss. Mississippi State.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Dak was there. Dak Prescott. Yep. Dak was the quarterback.
Boy, you in the good era.
So Dak was there, and Carolina.
Wow.
Spurrier Jr. He offered me, and I took a little quick.
Wait, you had Steve Spurrier Jr. on your coach?
Nah, he the one who hosted me.
At where?
At Carolina when I had my official visit there.
That's crazy. I don't even think you know. I had Steve Spurrier Jr. on my coaching staff, but I used to be around all the freaking time.
For real?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. He was a cool dude. So yeah, them was my 6, man. And then going through that process, it was at that time I was 20 years old at this time.
Yeah.
And like I said, in high school, I wasn't able to go through the recruitment process.
Yeah.
So this is very new. This is something that I've been waiting on. Nobody around me has done this.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So everything is new to me. I don't have no prep. I don't have no person I can go reference things to. Like, what you think about this?
Yeah.
Because I'm the first to kind of do it in my area, my community, my family, friends. So that whole recruitment process was a blur. So just going through filling out different coaches and filling out each campus. Georgia was close to home.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to come back home. I was doing real good. I was successful away from home.
Yeah. So
I wanted to, keep that. And I chose Georgia, man, because they was preseason top 3 in the country.
Wow.
They had a great defense that went on the left out that year. They had a lot of returning players, and I wanted to be a part of something great. Bama was number 1 at the time, and I wanted to play on that stage and be able to compete against the best.
Yeah.
And at that time, going to the SEC, that was the standard. If you say you the best, you want to be the best, go compete with the best. So I wanted to be somewhere where my family could come see me play. I was in the SEC and give myself an opportunity to showcase my talent and continue to make it to that next step with the NFL. So JUCO was very cutthroat, in your face. You go whatever you see, that's what you go get. And I appreciated that because now I have a way to approach it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't, it ain't no smoke and mirrors with this.
Yeah.
So getting to Georgia, it was totally different. I'm coming from a school that's in the middle of nowhere. The closest Dollar General is 20 minutes away. The closest Waffle House or Walmart is 30 minutes away.
That's real.
And there's zero tolerance for girls. I stayed in the all boys dorm. You know what I'm saying? And if no tolerance for arguing or violence, or you kicked off the team and out of school. So it was very humbling. And getting to Georgia, man, I'm staying in an apartment style dorm, campus, got 100,000 kids, campus so big, you know, and we got girls staying next door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's just totally different. So when I got there and when I started playing, that's when the politics came in. You know, so that's when the politics became a part of the process. And what I mean by politics, you got media, you got jersey sales, you got boosters and all this type of stuff. You got 100,000 fans, you playing on TV. You're gonna get so many SEC primetime media day games. So that whole algorithm outside of playing ball was totally different. So you gotta know how to conduct yourself, you gotta know how to talk in front of cameras, you gotta know how to, you know, wear the shoes that come with it.
Yeah.
And it was very humbling, but like I said, I'm very mindful of the process, and I'm embracing it. So whatever comes with it, let's go with it. So it was very humbling. It was something bigger than what I expected. So I had to approach it differently on a mental level. So even with the training, even with how we study plays, even with getting to class, like it was just totally different. And I appreciate it because it brought me to a higher standard of self and what I'm capable of. So that's what I say about Georgia, man. Georgia was a great experience and a great place, but it definitely has its smoke and mirrors to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of the challenges you just faced just as an athlete? While being at Georgia?
Just coming from always being the number one option.
Yeah.
Every level I went to, I was the number one option. So when you get to Georgia, the biggest obstacle is understanding that it's guys that's been here before you that done established themselves. So it's kind of like at that time it was ran like a union. Like just cause you got here and you may be productively as equal as this guy who's been here 3 years, or just because you're productive equally, that doesn't mean you're going to get that opportunity.
Yeah.
So understanding that you just as productive as a starter, you just as knowledgeable as a starter, and you may have some things that you may be a little bit better than the starters in. It's a process in getting into that slots. And some organizations may operate different, but at that time I felt like it was kind of like a union. Just cause this guy's been here, he knows the system, he's been honorable to us, we're gonna let him get those snaps. And that was something that I had to really adjust to and be a professional about, knowing how to properly speak up for yourself. If I felt like I wanted more reps and whatever I could do to get more reps in my own mean, let's set up a meeting. Let me pull my coach to a side, and don't just be emotional young man and, man, give me the ball, or why I ain't do? Nah, that's the difference in being Power 5 and in lower level D1 AA schools. You can't just Nah, and that comes with prep. You got to know how to express yourself the right way at that level. If not, you're going to get labeled. And I didn't want to tarnish all the obstacles I've been through to get to this phase, and now I just react out. So that's probably one of the biggest, one of the biggest and one of the little things that I had to go through that I had to deal with.
So, at this age, you are, right, 21, 22,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As a 21 to 22-year-old, you're still trying to develop because, just me to be 25, like I'm still developing.
Yeah.
The mind is finally got there,
Yes.
But, just in a football format, how did you go through things? Like, what was your daily nights like when you wasn't number one option? Because that's, like, think about that. Like, you was the number one option all your life. Now you tell me I got to be the number 4, the number 5 option. Like, how do you even?
Man, how I dealt with that is the same way I dealt with life early on in high school. It was like I said, I was coming from a single parent. I don't know my father.
Yeah.
So just being a young man, not getting the validation from a male at an early age, I took that as I'm gonna always prove myself. So I had the urge to always want to prove myself because I didn't know what was or what was not. So that on top of, it was a phase in my life where a lot of stuff was happening my sophomore year of high school. My brother had gotten into some trouble, and it's always just been me and him. He was like a father figure to me.
Yeah.
And I seen he had got a lot of time, so I seen what that did to my mother and the structure of my family. So I took a vow to do what it takes. And hearing those, me and my brother talked all the time. So he calling me all the time from jail, and we having these collect calls, and he always reminded me, where I'm at and what's at stake. So that kind of kept me focused and aligned, and don't get overwhelmed and don't react out of emotion, because I'm blessed. I'm still here. I still got opportunity to earn a spot, and I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna stack these days. I'm gonna maximize each day, and I'm gonna take it one day at a time. So that's kind of how I manifested through it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go off track for a second.
Yeah.
You said something that it really sparked my heart.
Yeah.
You said, I'm constantly at that age, I'm constantly trying to figure out how to prove myself.
Yeah.
What did that do? Because I know, like, I feel like now, just transparent, vulnerable moment. I
Yeah.
feel like now I'm at the age where I'm always trying to prove myself. Like,
Yeah.
almost like you go from being the number one option to now you're not the number one option. And I don't even know how to formulate the question, but it's just like, what did proving yourself do for the mind at this given time?
Cause you gotta understand, when you always, cause I always been the outcast.
Yeah.
Because even with my high school, we're kind of like an outcast.
Yeah.
And for basketball, if you know, all good basketball is played in the city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I play AAU, I come to the city to play AAU.
Yeah.
That's where the best hoopers are.
Yeah.
So where we're at on the west side, we got to prove ourselves more than, when we go in certain areas. Yeah. So I just always accepted that challenge to prove myself, and what that did for me was giving me a relentless mindset, because at the end of the day, you can't shortcut hard work.
That's real. No, that's real.
You can't shortcut it. So how I poke at the bell, or earn my rank is by putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? And you can't cut corners when it come to hard work, and that's how I kept my mentality. Cause the rankings is just a rank,
Just a
it's just a
that's it.
target.
Yeah.
I always had a target, so I know what to do with a target. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it out there. You want this target? Come get it. And that's how I looked at them. You got a target, so I'm gonna go get that.
Wow.
I'm gonna go get that
That's good.
every day. Because at the end of the day, I could be number 1 now, and I could be number 10 next year.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I have an opportunity to go get a target. I have an opportunity to go earn my stripes. And you, like I said, you can't shortcut hard work and having a relentless competitive nature. And that's what I had. You know, the women in my family always spoke life into the boys.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from.
Dang, that's good. No, that's
Yeah.
good. I even want to get into. I want to push back into your story. Like,
Mhm.
do you feel like because you was that dude back in JUCO, did you ever get an opportunity to really break that threshold at the University of Georgia? Cause this team that you on, not to get you, like you gotta tell some of the people that you was on, you shit was high early.
Yeah. To be honest with you, man, I've been beating statistics all my life. You know what I'm saying? So this is icing on the cake for me. I'm the first man. Let me break it down to you. I'm the first man in my family to never be incarcerated.
Wow.
I'm the first man in my family to graduate from college. I'm the first, you know what I'm saying? So football was something that allowed me to learn a high level of life. So and I'm being that transparent and deep with you because you asking the question, I gotta give you the rawest answer, bro.
That's real.
Like when I got to Georgia, man, I was already in a breakthrough. I'm here. So I've proven to myself what could be done. And when I got to Georgia, man, like I was the MVP I was there for 2 years. I was the MVP of both spring games. So when I was healthy, I knew what I was capable of. So I proven to myself, one, I'm the MVP of both spring games. You know what I'm saying? Two, when I first got to Georgia, going into playing Clemson, Taj Boyd, Sammy Watkins, I was in the rotation. I was like the number 2 or 3 receiver on the board. I got hurt game week. I tore my hamstring that Wednesday of game week. That's why I traveled. That's why I was on the sideline. I was the number 2/3 receiver because I was a switchblade. So I proved myself when the cameras went on. I proved myself every day in practice. I proved myself in the weight room. I proved myself in the study halls, keeping my grades up. I proved myself in the unseen reps. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when I did get my opportunity, I was 100%, bro. I probably dropped 2 passes the whole time I was at Georgia. So it was like, I know my worth. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep getting the way you're trying to go. For me, it wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you wanna be 1,500 yards receiving, 105 receptions, 15 to 20. You wanna have that if you a big time guy, you want to. But I've proven it to myself the day-to-day work I put in. So I was never questioning my ability. And that's kind of how I proved myself, bro.
Wow. I mean, when you even think about how you just said, like, you was the first man in your family to never consecrate, the first man in your family to not basically do all the wrong things, instead of do it right. You know, I'm a push back on that a bit.
Yeah.
You was the first man to do all of these different things, but at the end of the day, you are still a human that wants to still go out and accomplish some of these things. So how do you even set your mindset to saying, like, I don't know, for me, just for me, you know what I mean? Because we come from 2 different backgrounds, you know what I mean? But like, how do you even just like say, like, how do you even already feel like you want, You see what I'm saying? Like, just because like you got football doing one thing, you really want to be successful at football, but you don't want to go back home because of this and this and that. Like, how do you even put the icing on the cake in that area, even though you're still winning?
Yeah, because I knew this wasn't a forever thing. You dig what I'm saying? I knew at an early age that this is not a forever thing. So let me maximize it. Let me drive this car as long as I can until I know I got to get a new whip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest thing. I knew this wasn't a forever thing, and all these lessons and trials and tribulations and these gems through this journey, I'm gonna be able to take this to my next phase. And that's how I knew I was all right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I was able to do it, just by knowing that this, I may not, like I said, I don't have the preparation.
Yeah.
So just knowing that this is not a forever thing, and let me get the most out of it and appreciate it, no matter if it goes into my favor or not, I'm blessed. You know, and I still got a lot of life to live. And like I say, we come from humble beginnings, so this is not my reality. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm doing, but this ain't finna be my lifelong reality. I'm building my lifelong reality off of this. So that's kind of how it was for me.
Okay.
And I was able to make the mental switches easy without making a dull phase longer than what it need to be. You know, some people could be drowning in certain thoughts longer than they need to be to move to the next step.
Wow.
So that's how I kept my mental intact.
And to continue to keep your mental intact, you know, at this phase of your life, like you face even more adversity.
Yeah.
You know, like you come off a high, a good high. You face challenge after challenge after challenges. And you, like you said earlier, like this is the icing on the cake. Like, this is not my lifelong reality, but then you still went out to go try to strive to get to the league.
Yeah.
What was that like? Did you get an opportunity to get drafted? Did you go undrafted?
So due to me having injuries at Georgia that set me out a very large portion of my time there. So I missed the first 6 games of each season. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a lot of film. So being in it and learning it and understanding where I'm trying to go, I knew what I was finna approach. I wasn't finna be no gullible little boy thinking I'm finna get drafted first 3 rounds off 2 years, and I only played 8 games in 2 years. So I accepted that. Cool. So, but at the same time, it's still possible. Cause I'm seeing guys go undrafted and be starters, and so if he can do it, I can do it. So I never had a worry. No, because what? Put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So when I came out of going into my senior year, missing those games, knowing I'm finna go, this is my last year, I'm at Georgia. I know I'm gonna get a pro day. I'm coming out with the #1 running back in the country, Todd Gurley. I know all 32 teams gonna be at our pro day. So guess what I gotta do? Prepare. So my last year, missing those games, knowing that this was it, I wasn't getting a red shirt. Okay, cool. I'm blessed. Let's take these days, stack them, and prepare for our pro day so we can really, get to that next phase. So going to the league, my mindset was sharp. You know, no matter what I was going through that wasn't in my control, I'm gonna control what I can control, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. And leaving out of Georgia, preparing for my pro day, prepared in Atlanta with Chip Smith, great trainer, man, great family. They pushed me to the limit, and I empty my tank every day to be at my best ability and best shape for these scouts. And I went out there, had an amazing pro day, man, and got an opportunity with a couple teams and decided to go with the New York Jets. Going into the New York Jets at that time, it's a new process. Never been to the league. Nobody's around me. Never been to the league. I can't call nobody and say, "Hey, what's this like?"
It's like,
No, I'm finna go in here and take a strike. You know, this the best of the best. Let's get to it. And every day I sat there and watched guys like Antonio Cromartie, Darrell Reeves, Brandon Marshall. I sit back and watch, and I ask questions. I watch how Brandon Marshall get up in the morning and roll his feet out. I get up every morning, get in there early, and watch Antonio Cromartie get on the hurdles and loosen his hips up before practice while everybody in there chilling, shooting dice, playing cards, and he out there 30 minutes getting loose. So those little things, okay, this man a Hall of Famer and he's still doing this? Cool. So I started TJ Graham from out of North Carolina State. He was the first one I seen with an actual tennis ball machine. You know how tennis players got the machine that shoot the ball over and they taking reps?
Yeah.
He's doing that and catching. Cool, jug machine. So every day, those little things, every day I watch some vet and I take something from their prep outside of the game and I add it. I learned how to get into the cold tub before everybody, hot tub, this and that. And I stacked those days, man, and I made plays when opportunities came. And I was relentless and it paid off for me. You know what I'm saying? It paid off and I lasted long as I could till the politics kicked in. Till it was situations that I didn't have no control over. Everything I could control,
You controlled.
that's why I can tell people. It is what it is. Control what you can control and you'll see what you'll get from it. And that was a beautiful time, bro. I'm in New York. I'm in New Jersey, New Jersey, but it's New York. I'm learning about Wall Street and stock markets and shit like that, man. So it was a beautiful time, man. I have no complaints. I met a lot of great men. And yeah, it was a beautiful time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to have a vulnerable moment, if you open it to correct my verbiage. I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. At this given time, in your mind, you're still that guy.
Yeah.
And the people that you surrounded around was politics and they're that guy too. But
Yeah.
how do you, as a football player at this given time of your life, handle some of you're controlling and you're doing everything right, but you're just not getting that opportunity?
Yeah.
Because in my phase, just like flashback moment,
Yeah.
I felt like in my life I was doing everything I was supposed to. Like even during 2020, I don't know if I can say this on the pod, right?
Yeah.
But even during 2020, when it was like stay in the house, I mean, we was getting it every single day.
Yeah, man.
How do you get to a place where you are doing everything you're supposed to, but the opportunity that you actually want is not falling at the foot of your feet?
That's a great question. I'll tell you this. You have to do a lot of self-reflecting. You gotta do a lot of looking in the mirror and you gotta be brutally honest with yourself. Because what you're trying to do is already scaled. It has a standard already set. So you can't think what you doing is the standard when somebody else already got the bar here. So at the same time, you got to have a good balance of having self-reflection and isolation to stay in tune with yourself while also knowing what bar you're trying to reach and how you want to shatter that bar in your creative way to be you. So it's a lot of time, it's a lot of talking to yourself and pushing yourself out your comfort zones and challenging yourself and knowing where you're weak at in the field that you're trying to thrive in. And if you know you're not the most educated person, you gotta force that. If I know this field that I'm trying to get in requires you to be very verbally in tune, vocabulary, you need to go read, bro. You need to go take out 30 minutes of your day and go read and get your vocabulary up and get your public speaking up. If you feel like the field you go be in is gonna have a lot of writing, You need to go sit down and write. You gotta do the uncomfortable things to get you where you're trying to go. And that's where I'm at, because I did something that was 85% physical and 15% mental. You know what I'm saying? As far as being productive, getting the job done. Yes, you have to be a very smart man to pick up a playbook, study your opponent, and manipulate them and be on time and be productive and do your job. So it is a smartsman game, but physically you have to do it.
Yeah.
So my whole life till I was 27, that was how I could win. Physically, using my physicality to beat my opponent. But now I'm in a new game, you know what I'm saying, where you have to be more mentally savvy. So like I said, it has to be a balance of self-reflection and isolation, and really educating yourself on where you really trying to go. And you got to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you ready? Are you prepared? And if you're not, take this time out to get prepared. So that's how I'm able to, continue to be that guy, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and just having that confidence that I can manifest and do whatever I want to and accomplish whatever I want to. So that would be the formula for right now, man.
So on this journey, also, you don't end up staying with the New York Jets long. And did you feel like during this time you had to, like you said earlier, like look yourself in the mirror? Do you feel like you went through an identity crisis? Like, how did you because the transition from football to regular life is a really big transition.
It is.
Where if you know sports from the time you was born, from the time of a 5 all the way to 22, 21, you really don't know the outside world.
You don't.
Because it's two different worlds.
It is. It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like almost everybody comes in your world, and it's like now you're stepping out of your people are leaving your world, and now you got to go real live in the reality of what the world is.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what was that transition like in this time?
That's probably one of the most hardest battles that a athlete is gonna have to go through, because you have to break those routines. You have to break those cycles mentally, physically, and spiritually. You gotta break those habits, good and bad, that came with that lifestyle you lived. So it's a journey of a switch, because, excuse me, some people may have the resources to make that transition smoother. Some people may not. You know what I'm saying? And it's all on the person. Like I said, it starts with me. If you got a strong mind and you believe in yourself and you willing to do whatever it takes to get where you're trying to go, it'll happen. It might not happen on your time, but you gotta have that faith and endurance and will to get it done. And that's why I'm at. Like, because I've proven to myself time after time and time again that whatever I want, I can get. And you just gotta eliminate the distractions, recycle your habits and add in new habits that you know is gonna work for you in the direction you're trying to go, and brutally concrete those habits into your daily routine until you can't go without it. And that's where I'm at, man. I think this is I'm still going through some things from that, and I've been out the league 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a process for me. I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a son, I'm a grandson, I'm a brother, I'm a cousin. I'm a lot, man, and every day you have to give yourself that time to really pat yourself on the back, put them boots on and go to work every day, because you're not finished, you're not satisfied, and you're the standard. You know what I'm saying? You're the standard. You set your standard of what caliber man you want to be. And that's all I'm doing, man. Just setting my standard and set my rank and raising my pedigree as a man.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that definitely this definitely is one of the toughest but fun journeys, because this is reality. This is life. I can do whatever now. You know what I'm saying? Proving through football, proving through that process of manifesting and saying I want to do this from humble beginnings to actually doing it. So every day is an opportunity for me, man. Yeah.
I want you 2 more questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to close this out, all right?
Yeah.
I want you to look in that camera.
Mm-hmm.
This camera right here, for that shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to look in the camera and tell that camera to a kid that's probably on your journey, or maybe got cut from the lead, or, you know, just couldn't, at one point he was that dude, now he's not. Like, what would you say to him to help him, encourage him to keep going in this work? Because sometimes everybody just need some type of encouragement. Because I remember in 2020, like, there was so many different words that, and it wasn't 2020 just based off of COVID. It was 2020 that I was trying to chase a dream that I seen, and I needed people around me to see, but I knew that it wasn't for everybody else to see. It was for myself to see and keep going. But there were so many words that you gave me to just stay strong in those days. What would you say to that kid?
What would I say to you? This is what I tell you. First off, you are enough. You know what I'm saying? You are enough. You got what it takes. You know, keep God first. Keep family second. Learn how to pray. You know, learn how to connect with God and learn how to connect with yourself. You know, take some time out to really self-evaluate yourself. Move all the things that's not working for you, that you don't want to partake in, and move the things you do want to partake in. And once you see what you want to partake in, educate yourself on that. Know what it's gonna take, and believe in yourself, and take it one day at a time. And God will bless you with it, because you stand firm to the course, you have faith, you have will, and the sky's the limit. So believe in yourself. You are enough, you are capable, and we love you. We love you, man. From brotherhood to brotherhood, we love you.
And this next one might be a little harder.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that, you know, I like throw challenges in there.
Yeah.
I want you looking back into that camera and tell something to yourself that you'll always remember. From where you are, from where you've been through, from where you're going, what would you say to yourself? Almost as a mirror to yourself.
I love you. You are enough. And don't ever forget you a bad motherfucker. And whatever you want, you can go get it. Put that work in, challenge yourself, believe in yourself, and it'll fall in your lap. But don't forget, you a bad motherfucker, boy. Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to. Thank you for just allowing us to be in your cars, your couches, wherever you are watching. We pray and hope that this show motivates you, helps you, guides you, leads you to your next step. And just remember, for everything that you think you lost, God will give you back 10 times fold.
Yes, Lord.
Peace. We out.
Peace.
Cut.
Yeah, doggy.
Yes, sir.
That was